Got a pink drink. Let's do this. Did you know that you're fully capable, and I'm fully capable, of making decisions and acting on only those things that we can control? Mind-blowing, right? Our monkey brains don't know the difference between being chased by a bear and being stuck in traffic or being late to a meeting. We send chemicals from our own brain to our brain, which, sorry if you're watching this and you're high, because that's probably messing you up, but you send chemicals from your brain to your brain, and all it knows is it's stressed out. All it knows is it needs to make a decision. But here's the problem. We're giving it way too many inputs. I have an idea about how to fix this. The 3-foot world can make this better. What's the 3-foot world? I'm glad you asked. So in the last video, I talked about ignoring the perception of others or the way you're perceived based upon the fact that you can't change it, right? You, one, can't know how they perceive you, and they're probably never going to tell you exactly how they perceive you, but you also can't control it. So you should follow the path that you believe is the correct path and act accordingly, not according to how you're going to be perceived. But let's make that a little more tactical. I read a book a while back, a year or two ago, by a guy named Mark Owen. Mark was a SEAL, and he was learning how to rock climb. And so he's having a rough go of it because he doesn't like heights. And I don't know if you know this, but rocks are high up off the ground when you're climbing them. And so he's having this rough go of it. The first few days of training are fine. It's things that he can handle. It's heights that he can handle. And on the last day of the rotation, he's doing a capstone, just like you would do in anything else. You bring together all your skills that you've learned over the last few days and apply them. And so they move to a higher cliff face or a higher area to climb. I don't know, I'm not a rock climber. Don't judge me. Move on. So Mark starts this climb, and he's doing his best to put the protection cams in the right area. He's doing it a little more often than he should, and he's trying to make sure he does everything he can to get up the side without hurting himself, right? He's got his rope, he's got his protective gear, he's putting in these cam devices to keep himself locked in, and he finds himself running out. And when he runs out of these cam devices, he looks around and he starts going, oh my God, he starts worrying about the height. He's worrying about falling. He's worrying about everything. He looks down for the first time, and he spots the ground, and he sees his buddy down there. And then he sees, this was in the area near Vegas, he sees the Vegas skyline. And he looks up and he sees the top of the cliff, and he starts wrapping himself around all these thoughts. And then, like Spider-Man, his instructor comes up, no rope, no protective gear, and he has gone down, his instructor has gone down and collected all the protective devices that he put in extra, that Mark put in extra, that he shouldn't have put in, and he's brought some up to Mark, and he's handed them to him. And on top of this, on top of having no protective gear and any safety equipment, his instructor has a cigarette hanging out of his mouth. He's like, hey man, thought you might need these. Focus on your 3-foot world. Mark says, what do you mean? He says that you're looking at Vegas. You going to gamble your way up this mountain? No. So you're looking at the ground. Is the dirt going to help you up here? You're looking at your buddy, your partner down there. Is he going to come up here? He's not going to come up here and save you. Don't look at me. I'm not going to climb this mountain for you. It's all on you. Focus on your 3-foot world. Focus on your next handhold. Focus on the next place you're going to put your foot and get up the side. In this story, like, it helped him out in the book, but it stuck with me. And I took quotes from the book and I highlighted things, but tactically, all the time, I find myself pulling myself back in and grounding myself using this rule, right? It's incredibly helpful to me. The rule of the 3-foot world is all about focusing on things that you can control that are immediately in front of you, right? I use this with disruptions in life. A weakness of mine is I can't stand it when someone affects the plan that I have. And I fully understand that if a plan that I have is disrupted by a minimal frustration or the first contact with someone changing that plan, then I have a fragile plan. I am working on getting better with planning. However, I use this to say, okay, now we're off plan. What can I actually affect? What can I do next? What can I properly do to put one foot in front of the other to overcome the fact that I've had disruptions? Like, how do I make it better despite the disruptions or because of the disruptions? How do I make the disruptions a gain if I can? So I don't really know how to close this other than to say, you don't have to be in a combat zone or climbing up at the side of a cliff face or in a car crash in order to figure out a way to use the rule of the 3-foot world. I think we can use it almost every day when things don't go our way. Like, how do we figure out how to weave this in? So that's the question I want to leave you with. How can you use the idea of the 3-foot world tomorrow? So I mentioned I didn't know how to close these things, and I was going to start mentioning different creators. The one for today is the Fat Electrician. Here's the picture of it. I'll put a link down in the description. He doesn't need my help. He's doing fantastic. You'll see why as soon as you watch some of his stuff. So if you like anything about warfare or whatever, I think he yells history on the internet for a living. The man's a great storyteller. Go give it a watch.